Hi everyone. Right, I'm just going to take you through the process of creating some little books, the miniature books that I'm going to use on the last couple of units. Now, any paper will do, but obviously it's a gentleman's room, so I need to choose gentleman's papers, and I managed to find some that looked a little bit vintage but modern. Now I'm using the foam boards, and I just cut strips. I do them as wide as the ruler, to be honest. And then when I've done that, then we can put the books together. Now I also use leather, and I bought these pieces of leather. You get quite a decent piece for £1 at the miniature fairs. And they're nice pieces of leather. You get all different shades, nice tan colours, brown ones, white ones, cream. You can, these days you can get them in any colour. So what I do is I just take the ruler and I cut the width of the ruler, because then they're the average size for a miniature book, and then you can cut them down from there. So cut yourself several strips. I'm hoping my knife will work. I have ordered some, so at least they will be coming soon. Cut yourselves a few that's a little bit bigger as well, because in a library you will find all different sized books. And from a small piece of foam board, you can actually create quite a few books. Now, you can, if you want to, use a magazine. You know those with like a craft magazine when you finish with them and things like that. You can cut those and then just cover the front, so you've got actual pages. But I didn't need it for this. They're not loose books. They're going to be glued down. And we colour the inside sections around the edges. Now, this is something you do not do. Do not do what I'm showing you. I'm only showing you not to do it, not how to do it. Because I have seen a video where somebody was actually doing it this way. And I just thought, don't. This is where you can make big mistakes when making miniatures. So I just thought I will show you. Which I will do. I'll just changing the glue stick. Now, I have seen this done like this, and I'm showing you the mistake you can make, although I correct mine. See, don't use a ruler that way. Don't glue them on being clever and whatever and thinking, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and don't do it that way either, because you make big mistakes, and you will waste. See, and I'm showing you don't do it that way. I've managed to save 2 books out of 3 basically on that one. And then that paper will have to be used for an even smaller book. Now you can cut these with a lip around the books if you choose to. I don't do that. I cut mine off because I like to, when it's coloured, I like to see the book, the pages. Oh, the so-called pages. And I sometimes feel that leaving a lip on them, I don't know. I don't like it. That's just me. Keep all your smaller bits for small books. Don't waste anything. So that's basically how you put a book together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed this up to the next section because you don't want to see me. I've got quite a few books to make. Okay, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so the next stage, we're going to colour the books. Some we're going to colour, and then some we're going to add some of the strips of leather to them. I'm using a distress ink. With these, they are water-based, so you can spray them water if they get a little bit dry. I often do that with mine. Oh, and that's a dress form that we're going to be doing next, before I start the next room. As you can see, I'm just spraying it a little bit with water. I take it away because sometimes it can spray everywhere. And I've got a dauber, what we call a dauber. You can buy them cheaply enough in craft shops and that. Now, as you're doing it, go around the edges, but darken the corners more than everywhere else apart from the spine. You can do it with the dauber, or you can actually do it with the ink pad itself. And I usually take the book to the ink pad and do it, rather than the ink pad to the book. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Like that. See, and you can get a darker patch where you need it. You're controlling where that patch goes. And it does give that vintage look. Now, there's lots of things you can do to enhance your books. At the moment, I don't want anything doing other than colouring and a bit of leather on them. But once you put the leather on, you can take small metal pieces. You can cut metal pieces, you know, filigree up, and glue them on the sides like little spine bits, like they've got clasps. You can do all that sort of thing. I will come back and show you how to do this. In fact, I have got videos out on how to do that sort of thing, but I will come back and show you how to create like a gothic book, a vintage book and things like that, just to help you. So if you do it immediately, once you've scraped it, it blends in where it needs to blend in and makes it look original. So I'm now going to go through all of that lot, and I'll be back. Now I'm just about to show you the unit that I've already started doing some books to, you know, add to the shelving. They are different sizes, various shapes. Got like more rectangle ones, square ones, and I'm about to use the lighter tan, the leather, sorry. You really should try and work with a straight edge. Now, as you know, my knives are quite blunt. I have sent for some new ones. I'm hoping they arrive today. So when you're working with leather, because it's, you know, I mean, like I say, it wasn't expensive, but try and cut it where you're not wasting loads. When you're just cutting normal strips like I'm doing, you don't really use a lot of it. And you just need small rectangle pieces for the seam, you know, for the binders. Now that one's going to make, I think it's 2 or 3 I can get out of that. Yeah. I must remember to, when I'm filming, because I don't know why the camera's... Would you, Adam and Eve? That was Raymondo. Again, I'm filming, and again, Raymond rings. But anyway, let's get on with this. Now, what were I going to say? Just use small strips for the leather binding. And remember that leather does also stretch a little bit, so just be careful. And even though I've put some leather on these, you still need to colour them and colour the edges as well. So I'll just share that with you again, and but I'm going to speed it up. As you can see now, most of it's complete. I think I just glue the door on it shut a little bit and leave one side open. And when you're placing books on a shelf, you can have them all the same and, you know, and just make it look false. Unless you're an extremely tidy person, you never have all your books straight. And they look more lifelike when they're all different ways and leaning on, you know, you've got one leaning on something and things like that. Use your pro markers or anything else. Sorry, I'm not just going to say pro markers because I'm not advertising for anybody. Just use your felt, because that's all they are, the felts. Just use your felt to colour in your edges and titivate up what I call any little bits and pieces you can see that needs doing. I sometimes will dip the paintbrush in a bit of paint and water, and then go over the edges, which I probably will do with this one as well. But yeah, it's looking good. I do like that. Like I say, right now I'm just going to glue the door to glue it shut, because you don't want anything to happen to it once it's glued down. You know, don't somebody knock it if they touch it, and because I find when somebody's looking at the miniatures, they always have to touch, but then again I do. So just keep things as secure as possible. Now I've got a little wooden dish that I inked up, and I'm just going to put some sweet. He's got a sweet tooth as my gentleman. So I'm using Glossy Accents, which is a glue that dries. It's cloudy but dries clear. It's very good. It glues lots and lots of things. You can glue metal and wood and anything with it. Very, very strong glue. I think I've just gone off to find some beads for it, because I thought I'd have left them on the desk and then remembered I'd put them away last night. So I'm just using some little pink ones. Right, here we are now. I'm thrilled. I'm sorry if people want to call me a narcissist. Call me a narcissist, but I'm just pleased with what I've done, and look what I've managed to do. Even added a tie on the hook. Not sure if you can see that. Well, we had to. He's man, ain't he? He's got to have bits and pieces all over. Put him a walking stick in as well. Yeah, finished the books. That's all I'm putting on there. The bookshelf's fantastic. Love it. I just, you know, I have put some sweeties in the dish. And I'm thrilled with it. And I've just phoned Julie to see if she's going to come down and have a look at it. And she's going to do it when she's done her bits and pieces this morning. But yeah, and look, just because he's quirky, he's got a little Scottish man, a little Scotty dog sat on the dish. And his little legs, they actually do move his legs. I'm just finding quirky little things. That does move. Look. Well, I can move the blooming things. There's about 6 or 7 of those. Oops, sorry. There we go. It does move, look. So you can flip him over if he wants. He's not real, you know. Popped a little bird up here because I said he's quirky. He's got his little friend there. I'm just thrilled with it. Absolutely thrilled with it. I'd put a cat up here, as I say. So it's complete. That's another room. And what I've done is I've just for now sat it down here above the sewing room. So that's her room and that's his. Do you know what I feel like doing? Taking this one, because I've got this for sale, but I feel like taking it off the shop and making the bedroom and the kitchen and then an attic. I could make my own doll's house, couldn't I? Do you know, I think I'll do that. I think I will. And then I could sell the whole thing. Anyone interested? Anyone interested in me making this as a whole thing? My own house? Let me know. It would cost though. But yeah, my little sewing room, absolutely thrilled to bits. And what I like about what people have been saying, they're saying how everything looks so real, like it's a real room. Well, that's how I do my miniatures. You can go see these miniaturists, you can go to these fairs and whatever, and it looks like toys. It looks like a kid's toy. There's very few miniaturists do them that they look like a real room. Well, I prefer to do them as a real room. You know, that's how I do my miniatures, and there's not many can actually do it. And I am blowing my own trumpet because I've been to lots and lots and lots of miniaturist fairs, and I tell you now, very few do them as an actual room, like it's real, like you can walk in there and use it. Most of them look like they're just toys, you know, a model of a toy. So I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled. I'm blowing my own trumpet and I don't care what anybody says. Because that's a lot of work, many hours, and handmade. I mean, the furniture's handmade, what more do you want? I know this wasn't handmade, but this was. You know what I mean? So I'm quite proud of myself. Only wish my dad and my mum were here to see it, but they're not. So